Most men think attraction is some kind of mystery, but the truth is far more brutal. Attraction isn't magic. It's strategy. And if you've been giving everything, texting fast, showing interest, trying to be charming, available, and endlessly understanding, yet she still pulls away, becomes colder, or loses interest, then something fundamental is off. Not with you as a person, but with how you're showing up. And once you understand this shift, everything in your life will feel different. Before we break anything down, understand this. You don't attract a woman by chasing her. You don't build desire by proving yourself. And you definitely don't earn respect by explaining how you read a nice guy who is so different from everyone else. Women aren't moved by pressure. They're moved by presence. Calm, intentional, controlled presence. And that is exactly what most men don't know how to create. We're not here to talk about pickup lines or tricks. We're not here to talk about fake confidence or pretending to be something you're not. This goes much deeper than all that. This is about how you position yourself, how you move, how you speak, how you carry your inner power. It's the kind of quiet presence that creates gravity without ever raising your voice. The kind of energy that doesn't chase, doesn't beg, doesn't perform, and doesn't need to convince anyone of anything. It just stands, solid, unmoved, rare. If Machiavelli were alive today, teaching men how to date, he wouldn't be teaching manipulation. He'd be teaching clarity. He'd be teaching strength without aggression, confidence without noise, and power without arrogance. Because when it comes to attraction, real power is subtle. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't compete. It doesn't seek approval. It simply becomes undeniable. And today on the Stoic Flame, we're re-breaking down the Machiavellian rules of attraction that reshape how women experience you both in real life and online. These principles build pull instead of pressure, curiosity instead of boredom, and desire instead of dependency. And by the end, you'll stop asking, why didn't things work? And start asking, why was I giving so much to begin with? The first shift begins with something simple, but deeply misunderstood: unpredictability. Predictability kills attraction. When a woman knows exactly what you'll say, exactly when you'll respond, and exactly how fast you'll jump to attention, she loses the one thing that fuels romantic pull: curiosity. People don't respect what they fully understand. They respect what they can't fully predict. When you overshare your feelings too fast, when you explain your intentions before she has any reason to earn that information, when you validate her constantly without her putting in effort, she doesn't become interested, she becomes comfortable. And comfort disconnects her from desire. Give space. Respond when it makes sense. Let silence work for you. When she can't fully read you, she naturally begins thinking more about you. That's power. Online, the principle becomes even more powerful. Your presence should feel rare and valuable. Posting constantly, commenting everywhere, responding to every story, these things don't create attraction. They signal emptiness. They show you have time you're not using well. Power is perception. A clean profile, a few high-quality posts, a lifestyle that speaks for itself, these things matter. You don't want her thinking, he's always here. You want her thinking, where is he? What's he building? What's he up to? Silence online is louder than noise. Your content should reflect your life, not your loneliness. Another rule most men ignore is the power of not over-explaining. When a woman questions you, teases you, or tests you, you don't need to go into long explanations or apologies. Stop defending yourself for every small thing. Own your presence. Own your words. If she gives you a look, just smile and say, "You'll understand me later." If she asks why you didn't reply instantly, tell her, "I don't rush things I value." That isn't rudeness, that's centered confidence. A man who doesn't feel the need to defend himself becomes instantly intriguing. A man who tries too hard to explain himself becomes forgettable. Then comes emotional control. This is where most men lose themselves. If every time she acts sweet, you melt instantly. If every time she pulls away, you panic and chase. If your mood rises and falls based on her behavior, you've given her emotional leverage. And the moment she has that leverage, the dynamic becomes unbalanced. Attraction dies the instant she realizes your peace depends on her actions. Emotional selectivity is everything. Compliment when it's earned. Match energy, don't overextend. Don't give 100% to someone giving 40%. When she becomes distant, don't send paragraphs. Slow your replies, move at her pace, not your panic. But the ultimate shift, the one that rewires everything, is building your own power. When a man is focused, building something meaningful, striving towards something bigger than himself, he naturally becomes more attractive without even trying. Most men chase because they have nothing else going on. When your life is full, you don't need attention. You don't need validation. You don't need someone to choose you. Your purpose fills the space. Your mission drives your actions. And women can feel that deeply. In your walk, in your tone, in your time, in your silence. A man who has his own direction doesn't need to pretend to be mysterious. His life already makes him mysterious. Now let's bring this into real situations. If you re on a date and she tests you, you probably say that to every girl. Don't rush to defend yourself. Just smirk and say, I don't say much. Online, if she leaves you on scene, don't triple text. Post something valuable. Or say nothing. Your absence will speak. In a situationship, when she gives less and you give more, pull back, not out of revenge, but out of self-respect. In public, don't try to impress everyone. Stillness, posture, focus, these things speak louder than trying to entertain. And before we close, there's one truth you must absorb. The most important shift of all. The truth Machiavelli understood better than anyone. Power doesn't chase. Power doesn't beg. Power doesn't adjust itself to be chosen. Power simply shapes the room. When you stop trying to convince someone to want you, and you start moving like someone who has already chosen himself, his path, his peace, his direction, everything changes. She feels it. She notices it. You become the man she thinks about without understanding why. So stop asking, how do I get her to like me? Start asking, how do I move in a way that makes her curious? How do I become so grounded, so disciplined, so intentional that I become impossible to forget? That's not magic. That's strategy, that's presence, that's inner power. If this message spoke to you, comment below even a single word to lock it into your mind. And share this with someone who needs to hear it right now. Hit like if this gave you clarity. And subscribe to the Stoic Flame, where we build minds that stay strong, stay focused, and never break under pressure.